Sounds good.
All right, we got it. So Stripes and Coffee back at it for another episode. Hoodale here.
Who
Got
they? Who
Calvin.
they?
Mm-hmm. And we're just going to talk a little bit of Bengals. And didn't get my last one recorded. We didn't we were just out and about, me and the wife, and Calladay was out at a wedding, so we did not get an episode shot. So first one I've missed in a couple years. So usually was able to get something down, but you're gonna miss some. And damn, that game wasn't anything to record a video about anyway.
It really wasn't. It was depressing. I ain't gonna lie.
We were just talking about this before we started recording, starting with a good opening drive, and I thought they had a good balance of run game, pass game, quick stuff, but the run game was looking like it was going to grease up pretty well, and kind of stalled out, but right there in the red zone, kick three, and I we see their side of the field again, or our side or
Uh,
whatever. We
I,
didn't get another field goal, so
yeah,
it's
that's true. It was bad. It was all bad. For us to score 3 points is really mind blowing. Honestly, I really did not expect that. Not
no,
against Tennessee.
no. I thought it could be a game. Their defensive line is really, really good and they're well coached. But I thought they had some exposable pieces, some young guys, and I really thought that, we have an improved line. We would be able to, you know, do a little more work than we did, move the ball a little bit better. And there might be some times they get a sack or whatever. Joe's not mobile and all that, but
Yeah,
I don't think we would be inept like we were. We didn't even make it to midfield to kick a long field goal. I mean, we got a guy that can knock a 60-yarder if he's got to.
that's
And
true.
didn't even get to that point. So that was nuts. And even more so, it just, they knocked us out through the air, man. They were putting up points. And I'm going to give it, the defense, I don't know, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. And I'll kind of say this, that, I think they were gassed, because it was just 3 and out and then they're back out in the field, but we did that last year and the year before, and they were able to kind of hold the fort down and not give up quite as much as they did. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm sounding the alarm a little bit, I mean, we had some adversity last year. But it just feels different this year. Like our first 2 games last year, we played like shit and made a bunch of mistakes and still went to overtime and lost by 3 points to the Steelers. And then
Mm-hmm.
we play the Cowboys and more or less looked like shit, and their defense was all over us. But did we go to overtime in that one too?
Nah, they beat us on a field goal, late game field goal.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we went. I knew they beat us on a field goal. I could have swore we went to overtime. Maybe not, but it was like one of those where we wasn't doing anything, but our defense was doing its thing. And then I know we scored 7 and did a 2-point conversion to tie it up. But like you said, it was probably a late game. But whatever it was, it wasn't like this beat down destruction. So
Mm-hmm.
this year, 4 games, 1 win. It wasn't like we beat the socks off of them, but a solid win, for sure. And then I guess the Ravens wasn't exactly a beatdown. Got lost, we lost by 3. Our defense, I thought, did a pretty good job for the most part, let up on a couple things. And our offense really started to kind of look good towards the end. And we only lost by 3, but then
Mm-hmm.
2 beatdowns. I was willing to write the first one off is, with the Browns, week 1 weirdness. The Browns have had our number. It was this weird rainy game. Joe's first game back and still hurt. Like that was the worst he was hurt, because it was his first game back. But now we have another game like that. So, I mean, just not quite the same as last year. So, I don't know. We'll see. Season's not necessarily over or anything, but it's got to turn around now. This is our only easy. And none of them
Stretch right now. Yeah.
the stretch right now. And it started with Tennessee and the Rams. We needed to win those games. Got one of them. And now we got the Cardinals and Seahawks, and neither one of those teams are pushovers per se. I mean, the Cardinals, I mean, they ended up getting a game plan and they beat the Cowboys, surprisingly, and that's, what they had no business really being in that game. But, so they're going to put up a fight and probably have a good game plan. So we cannot overlook that team. So I don't know. What are some of your thoughts on this? I'm ranting around, but
No, I agree with the points you're making. I feel like you said, for these next two games against Arizona, Seattle, I feel like we can win somehow, which that would then put us at 3-3, right
Mhm.
before the bye week. I feel like that's like a clean slate. I feel like that'd be the perfect scenario for us for the rest of the season. Even though we got after that though, we do have some tough games. I still feel like once we get to that bye week, I feel like we can get a little bit healthier, especially with T. Higgins and all
Yeah.
of the defensive injuries, they starting to pile up too. Like
Yeah.
I was nervous of having an early bye week, but I feel like it's perfect timing for this year. I
Yeah.
like it,
I
you
do
know.
too. Maybe give Joe another week to get a little bit back to normal. And I think every week he's getting a little better. And
Hmm.
I've heard a lot of chatter like just he's not healthy. Bench him, put Browning out there, and it'd be better than what he's able to put out there. And I'm like, I think they feel he's really close, and I think he is close. He's just
I I think so
on
too.
this
Hmm.
side of being able to be good enough to get us the wins, on his own. And what game is it going to be? It's got to be this Cardinals game, or else we're really kind of in dire straits. But if he can cross over to that edge just good enough, to get us a win. I thought the Rams game was it because he didn't do too bad. I mean, that wasn't perfect. He missed a lot of throws, but he was pretty
Yeah,
efficient, making good decisions and everything. So yeah, we kind of go as he goes. And like I said, he's getting a little bit better each week. And when is it going to just get to that point to where he's good enough to kind of get these wins or whatever and sustain some drives? So
right.
that bye week, like you said, could come at a perfect time because CTB, is he out or doubtful? Is him
Yeah,
and
they saying he's questionable. Hmm.
and I
It's
know both.
him, Woozier.
Was Uzi hurt too? Okay.
Yeah, he got hurt in the Tennessee game. There was a couple more. I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah, I kind of crawled in a hole, man, sucking my thumb like a little bitch and just like, oh man.
Me too. No, me too. I didn't even finish watching the Tennessee game last Sunday.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it was
stayed
just
in, but it just roughed the stomach at that point, and um
we just couldn't get nothing going. It was
no,
just terrible, terrible to watch.
and I don't know anything about the Cardinals right now, sadly, other than they got Josh Dobbs. So we got a mobile guy so he can take off running. And, so our defense had normally been pretty good at those type of guys, keeping contained because we built it to defend against people like Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, people that are going to wheel out of the pocket. So, just you stay in the pocket. We're going to, less worried about sacks and more worried about containing you in there. And we haven't done that so good this year, but um, I don't know. It's just something we've normally good at, and we are going to have to worry about this week. In they got the Eagles defensive coordinator. Was that Gannon? Is that his name? Is
Oh,
that
Gunther?
the coach for the Cardinals?
What's his name? Ah,
I think it was their defensive coordinator last year. I'm thinking Gannon is the name that's kind of sticking out to me.
mm-hmm. And he was a defensive mind.
Yep, I think he was the defensive minded guy. So
Hmm.
I know it was kind of between him and Lou Anarumo, and he ended up getting it. But I mean, I think they've got their guys playing hard for him. It's like, hey, we're not the top of the division. We're not going to win anything this year, but we're going to play hard and we're going to, kind of build this thing. Kind of like we did. We had, Zach's first year, even though we were losing games, they were playing hard for him. And then at the end of the year, we got a couple surprising wins. So I think that's what they're going to try to snap off. Just and we're ripe for the striking. So. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if they can find a way to get pressure without sending a lot of guys and drop guys back like Tennessee was, and so there's nobody open. Joe Burrow cannot make things happen, and buy time and just will a play to happen. He's just kind of a statue back there, unfortunately. And if they find a way to get a little bit of pressure, now I don't have the defensive line. I don't think that Tennessee does, but you know, I don't know.
They do have a good running game. even when I seen them with Dallas. I watched that game, so they got a good running game. Like
Yeah,
they really ran the ball, and we obviously we are exposed to the run.
we
We
good
ain't
this.
been really good this year, right? With the run, you agree with
No,
that?
not as a whole. It's like, and sometimes it seems kind of weird because it seems like we'll get a lot of stuffs. That's like, okay, we're stopping the run. They're not owning us with it, and then they'll crack off a few, and then you look at the
Yep,
number. Oh, we didn't do too good with the run after all. So, um,
exactly.
they can pretty much expose anything. I think almost at all facets for near the bottom of the league, and especially on offense. So, um, I don't know how many points we have to put up against this team. You wouldn't think that, it would have to be that much. We don't have to put up like a 30, 35 point type of game to beat them.
Right.
So, but we have to do more than three. We have to probably score more than one touchdown. So,
I agree. We have to. We have to.
golly, yeah, it just when's our last touchdown? Good Lord, man. Ugh.
But yeah, we still haven't. Speaking of that, we ain't had a first half touchdown yet. I didn't know that stat until last weekend.
Yeah, when
I
they
didn't
said that,
realize that.
man, you know what? We have not, like even that Rams game was kind of a slow start. It felt like it was coming and getting there, but slow start. Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was bad.
yeah, maybe they do if we win the toss, we take the ball and just get a fast start going.
Hopefully Zach does that because
Yeah.
that's how we started off last week with Tennessee. So we just got to build on that. I feel like we
Mhm.
cannot score 3 points again. There's no way with the offense we got. Like
Yeah.
we got too many weapons, and
Yeah.
I think we should start to run the ball. Like just lean on Joe Mixon. So
Mhm.
like just see what we can do from there too. Like we
Mhm.
know Joe hurt and he's trying to get back, right. But at the end of the day, like Joe Mixon when he's running, it's still going to open up. It's going to open up the play action,
Yeah. Yeah. And
the boots, like we saw spurts in the Monday night game.
Mhm. No, it's like, yeah, we have to at least have a good balanced game with him is part of it. Now, I think one problem with that is other teams know that is like, yeah, with your statue back there, they're going to want to run the ball. So I think you're going to see a lot of stacked boxes, in early downs.
On the obvious early down. Yeah,
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 and that person second down, just we're going to stuff the box, because you're either going to go run the ball or quick game because your quarterback, can't manipulate in the pocket, you know. And then if they find a way, like I said, Tennessee did, and I've said this a few times, like in the later downs, just keep everybody covered and get pressure with your four linemen. What
hmm
are you going to do? There's nobody open because everything is covered because you're dropping like 8 guys or whatever, and I don't
that's
know.
true.
But I don't expect the pressure to be the same. They don't have the dudes, So if they do that, this offensive line should be better. I don't know. It's just taken them a while to gel too. I think they're better than last year and what we've had, but it just, I don't know. Sucks that we've had to have this injury, man. So,
Yeah, yeah, I
um,
agree.
but I do think we need a healthy dose of mixing. The quick game is fine, and the coaches just got to find a way. I don't know who's right, who's wrong. I mean, I'm not a coach or like an offensive mind or anything like that, but it just feels like with the personnel you have, you could find a way to manufacture
Yeah,
what we have, right?
yes, yes. And we're gonna be without T. So like, we already behind the 8 ball again. So we gotta do something. Cause
Oh,
you got Chase, he still hasn't even got in the end zone. It's crazy.
I know.
It's
Kitty
just
had
crazy to
a
me.
great game against the Rams, but it just like and they were manufacturing him some touches. They did really good, I think. Putting him in the slot, getting
Yeah,
like in the backfield and some things like that. And I'd love to see some creative things like that. And hell, maybe we get
yes,
Savash out there a little bit. I mean, I know really the backup is Ti, so Trent Irwin, and he's actually they got a pretty good rapport with him and Joe, and he's a lot better than he's given credit for. But maybe we might see Josavash for some plays there, man. That'd be interesting.
yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yeah, because he
Just
looked good in preseason. Yeah, I wouldn't
yeah,
mind seeing that.
just
That's cool.
curiosity to see how he is. I'd rather have T out there, of course. T's the bomb, but um, man, I I don't know what else to say aside from this is must win. We
Yes,
gotta have it. this is a team we can beat. You know, they're not a premier team in the league. You know, they're bottom 5. They got to be, right. I mean, well, we are maybe we're the easy pickings for them. I don't know, but you know, hey, Bengals for life. So I'm here. We've been through this shit.
Yeah, win or lose. Yes, sir.
You know, now one thing I thought is interesting, seeing a little more fire from like Chase, and some people are like, "Oh, do you hear him? He's like a diva," and it's like, you said nothing wrong that I've heard. I'm kind of like the fire that like the Dalton and Green era, was like the oh shucks, we'll get him next time attitude. I seeing him like nah, f this, this, to have some, I don't know, just a little attitude with it, just like pissed off that he's losing, and
I'm with you.
he
I
never
like
really,
it.
yeah, I never saw anything wrong. I don't know. Did you hear anything that was like, when he made that comment, like I'm always effing open, and say like some people were saying he threw Joe under the bus. I'm like, no, I think he's just when they're like saying, did you have trouble getting open? He's like, I'm always open, man. He's just like, he's mad that he lost, and he's like, Chad Ochocinco, I'm always open, man.
Yeah, that's how he feels because he one of the best. He's supposed to think like that.
Yeah.
Nah, that was all I heard. Like I didn't hear nothing else about it.
Mm.
Like they saying, like you said, he throwing Joe under the bus by saying that. No, I don't see it like that. He
No.
feel like he's one of the best, so he
Mm.
should always think he's
Yeah.
open.
I didn't
He's that good.
saying like Joe can't get it to me because he sucks or right now or something. He was just, had a little attitude behind it because he's a little ticked off from not winning, So
Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
I feel like he'll never throw Joe under the bus anyway. I feel like they're really close.
No, I think he did clarify some things. Like, no, man, it just
That's his
wasn't.
guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're boys. Well, are you ready for this tomorrow, man?
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm hyped for it again.
I'm hyped
Like I
too.
said, I feel like we should win. I'm with you. There's no way we should lose to this team, so I'm definitely hyped for tomorrow.
Yep.
It can't come fast enough.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
stoked.
tired of seeing L's.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We've gotten a little spoiled the last couple years, but we're recently off of old school Bengals, or at least the Dalton Green era, which was a little. Well, we don't have to get back into that. We know we know how that was. There actually a lot of like early season that's success, but not too much to show for it in the postseason. And
Yeah,
I want to go back to those years. As a winning team, winning culture. So coaches just got to find a way to get it done. I think Zach has built a great culture and a great team, but now him and his staff, they got to prove they can put a game plan together that can win based on the circumstances they have now.
exactly.
And you see some
That's a good point.
like look at Pete Carroll, they gave him Geno Smith, and then they're winning games. They signed him and they're winning games with Geno Smith. Not that he's not a terrible quarterback, but he's not like elite per se, they're getting it done.
Hmm.
And I mean, are you convinced Brock Purdy is like a top 3 quarterback in the league? I mean,
He's
maybe,
playing well. He's playing well.
yeah, so I just really think the coaches put him in a situation to excel. So that's what we need to have.
Agreed.
They got Joe Burrow, you telling me Joe Burrow wouldn't do like better than Brock Purdy if, he was their quarterback, in that situation. So nothing against Brock Purdy. I think he's a good quarterback. They found a nice little diamond in the rough there, but just think the 49ers, they've been doing this for a long time with any quarterback they've thrown in there since they've had shit,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
Garoppolo,
That's true.
he's not elite, but he made it to a Super Bowl, and so
They almost won it for him. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
mhm. So come on, coaches, come on, Zach, come on, Brian Callahan. Let's get some points, man. You got the horses.
definitely had the horses.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So maybe a little undermanned this time, but I mean, you still got Chase and Mixon, and then Ti's not like he's like a pushover either. So, and Tyler
Yeah.
Boyd, don't want to forget that guy, So, man, I guess that's about all the ranting that I got.
Sounds good.
Mhm. Josh, man, I'm glad you got with me. That was cool that you hit me up we wanted to do this together again, and I feel much better.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, because it's been
Mhm,
a couple weeks. Yeah, we need to do
mhm. We need this, so we're going to get this dub. I feel it. So it's happening, man. So we're going to be in touch in our text messages as the game's going on, and we're going to be saying a lot of "there you go" and things like that because I don't know it'll be touchdown city, but we're going to get enough.
it. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Hopefully, party game
Yeah,
the right way this
I'll
time.
take a party game. Yeah, yeah, not at the shit end of the party stick, but a party game for us, man. I could use that, man. Just stress free. Okay, we're winning. Nice. We'll just put a W in that column, or check mark in the W column, and call it a day. And Seattle, that'll be a tougher game, home game at least, I guess. But
That's
like I
true.
said, Joe, more rest. Don't tweak anything, and just get there a little bit healthier. So and then bye week can't get here fast enough.
No, I really can't.
Mm,
Really can't.
mhm. Oh, this poor team.
I know, man. It's bad. It's
Mhm,
so bad. You
mhm.
know we not expecting this. Neither the last 2 years. We spoiled, I agree. But
Yeah,
we ain't expecting this, man.
it shouldn't.
Even with the injury.
Nope, not with the talent. I mean, it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be hurting, but it shouldn't be this bad. So offensively, at least. So
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna stop this, and we can still chat it up for a moment. But this is Stripes and Coffee out. So we're hoping to get a dub tomorrow. Calladay,
Sir, we're gonna get it.
Udale, and peace. We'll see you tomorrow for the game.